And make sure we don't drift. We're going to maintain 3-1 left.
3-1 left, clear for the option 0 Whiskey Yankee.
Kind of weird getting straightened out after all of that slipping, isn't it? You did a good job. Now, let's slow down and prepare for landing. How do we slow the airspeed down?
Drop it.
Pitch. So we've got to be in the white arc before extending any flap. So take your time, trim it out.
First stage of flaps.
So using attitude for airspeed and power for rate of descent. So 80 knots is our minimum airspeed. Put in some power. We're very low. If we had an engine failure now, we'd end up landing in that tree. Power up. Now, looking straight down at the end of the runway. See how there's a white building at the end of the runway and a bit beyond?
Yep.
Aim for that. Next stage of flap.
Cessna 4 Juliet Alpha, runway 31 right, line up and wait.
31 right, line up and wait, 4 Juliet.
Bring back the power ever so slightly. Extending next stage of flap. Power back. Now, just keep straight down the runway. Eyes way out at that building in the distance.
Right train taxiway Delta, contact ground point 65.
Right at Delta, ground point 65.
I'm going to follow you through.
Cessna 7870.
Nose up. Use your rudder to keep straight down the runway. Nose up. Rudder. Dancing feet. Now up, up, up. Rudder. Straight. Keep straight with your rudder. So we landed a bit crooked there.
72, turn right, taxiway Charlie or Delta, hold short of runway 31 right.
Right at Delta, hold short 31 right, 672. Cool. We're going to get off at Delta.
Tabry 0 Whiskey Yankee, go around left side.
Is it too fast?
Brake, 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 brake. Yep. Brake over there on the straight.
0 Whiskey Yankee, go around.
4 Juliet Alpha, right.
We were going too fast, you knew it.
Okay.
Slow down, do not attempt to turn.
28 Delta,
okay.
You're going too fast.
Traffic will be crossing down.
You'll end up
42
rolling
right.
over.
Delta, line up and wait, 21 right, it'll be
Okay.
downwind departure.
So we've got to get over here, and we're holding short of 31 right. But don't dilly-dally, get your tail off of the runway. Good. Awesome. And after landing checks. From the right
672,
to
traffic
left.
is holding a position for you, cross runway 31 right, contact ground point 65.
Cross through and right, ground point 65, 672. Now the big one's the carburetor heat. If you forget everything else, at least put that in. The wind's actually, where's it coming from?
From that direction.
300? So other way around. It's coming from this side, forward. And keep going. Get across the runway as soon as you can.
Tabry 0 Whiskey Yankee, runway 31 left, cleared for the option.
There's a guy sitting over there at the end of the runway.
Tabry 0 Whiskey Yankee,
About
cleared
to
for the
take
option
off.
31 left.
Keep going?
Get off the runway. Yep, we're still on the runway.
Yes. Okay.
And
28 Delta, right
now
down,
we're off.
31 right, cleared for takeoff.
We'll stop
31 right.
as soon as our tail is over that double yellow,
I will call your base turn.
solid and double striped line.
Clear for the option 31 right, you're calling
Right.
base, 4 Juliet.
Throttle to 1000. We're going to switch over to the ground frequency and just listen on that. Then take your time to go through the after landing checks.
Let's see with Delta, right? Delta, okay. Okay, flaps up. Drop heat off. Now, when talk to ground, right?
Yeah.
Taxi. Off. Ready wheel ground Cessna 61672 over Delta. Taxi to aerodynamic.
61672, ready to ground, taxi to aerodynamic via Zulu.
VA Zulu 672.
So you just need to get the feet a little bit more active. There's going to be all sorts of yawing tendencies. As soon as you take the power off to idle in the flare, and you start the flare, the nose is going to want to go to the right rather than to the left that it always does. Yeah, just about always it wants to yaw to the left. So in the very, very final stage, like a couple minutes before, or a couple seconds before we touch down, all of a sudden the nose starts yawing all over the place. Mm-hmm. And that's when you've got to be prepared to start moving your feet. Little dancing feet. How much movement you need in each direction? We can't tell. It depends on the day. But if you're prepared to keep your feet active and moving, all these tiny little corrections are going to keep your nose straight down the center line.
Read ground, Cessna 8328 Mike, at aerodynamic, taxi with Papa, I want to stay in the pattern.
Cessna 8328 Mike, Reid-Hillview ground, caution, Cessna traffic inbound, row golf, runway 31 right, taxi via Zulu.
28 Mike via Zulu as a Cessna in sight.
So there's a Cessna coming out of aerodynamic. What are we going to do?
28 Mike, confirm runway 31 right, taxi via Zulu.
We have right away.
28 Mike via Zulu,
Right.
and have the Cessna on side. I'll be moving to the right in a second.
Yeah. Oh, so we'll both go to our right. Nice.
We have enough
Slow,
space.
slow, slow, slow.
31 right for 28 Mike.
There's a big place for us to go without us going, having our wings over anyone else. So over to the right now. Good, and now to the
Reid-Hillview
left.
ground, stop area 990 Whiskey Yankee down and clear, runway 31 left on Delta, ready to taxi back to
When in
aerodynamic.
doubt, go very slowly.
990 Whiskey Yankee, Reid-Hillview ground, cross Zulu.
There's a big space
inside
here.
ramp, discussion.
That's a suitable space for us to maneuver over.
0 Whiskey Yankee. We'll go inside ramp, 0 Whiskey Yankee.
And cutting the corner by having our wings over another aircraft's wings may work occasionally, but it won't always work, because sometimes there'll be another high-wing aircraft there. It's hard to say who had exactly right-of-way there, because we were already cleared to taxi before he made his call. And if we were. We probably had the right-of-way, but not necessarily. You did the right thing by maneuvering over to the right. So did he.
We can just stop here, I guess.
Sure.